Hi, Billy. Hi. Who are you? I'm the narrator. What are you doing? I'm playing with my Commander Joe action figure. Would you like to know where your Commander Joe action figure came from? Yes. Turn him over. He's made in Mexico. Would you like to learn the story of why Commander Joe comes from Mexico? No, not really. Tough. The story starts back in the early 1990s. What's happening? We're going back in time.
We're making good profits, but there must be a way to make more. If we could only pay those employees slave wages, we could double profits.
We used to have the slaves. The great way to lower overhead.
And I want a market where I can dump cheap food my large corporation grows, but makes it hard for private farmers to get into.
What we need is a trade agreement with a poor country that will give us all the benefits of cheap labor and the benefit of tariff-free trade into the United States.
It's 1992. Let's take a look at a small town in Mexico. Those farmers don't look like they're doing so good. These Mexican farmers are poor, but many own their own small farms and grow corn. Yay, corn! Now, let's take a look at some of their U.S. counterparts in your very own hometown, Billy. It's the auto parts plant. These particular U.S. auto plant workers make about $26 an hour. They have good medical and retirement benefits and are members of the local union. Yay, auto parts! December 8, 1993. Bill Clinton signs NAFTA into law. My name is Bill, and I'm signing a bill. Hooray! It's 1994, and NAFTA begins to go into effect. Major U.S. agricultural companies begin corn dumping in Mexico. What's corn dumping? Is it when corn takes a crap? No, Billy. In America, the U.S. government gives financial subsidies to farmers and corporations who farm. This government money allows farms to sell corn at a cheaper price than it costs to grow it. Then some of that corn is shipped to Mexico and sold for less than it costs for Mexican farmers to grow corn. This causes some Mexican workers to lose their farms because they can't compete with cheap American corn. Back in your hometown, the auto parts plant announces some layoffs. These employees are forced to find jobs, very often at a fraction of what they made before. I flip burgers to support my family. Hooray! At the same time, some major U.S. manufacturers begin to move some jobs to Mexico. I got a job! Hooray! Mexican workers at this factory get paid $1.50 an hour, much less than their American counterparts. Plus, these corporations often don't pay the Mexican workers medical or retirement benefits.
Hey everyone, meet my new son, Delphi.
Hi.
Guten Tag.
I spun him off so the unions couldn't stop me from lowering wages in America. Plus I'll send even more jobs off to Mexico.
You a smarty genius. It's July of 2000, and we're back in your hometown, Billy. More employees are told that they are laid off, but in reality their jobs are now gone. For those who remain at the plant, employee wages are cut from $26 per hour to $16 per hour. Why doesn't their union stop the wage cuts? The corporation that owns the auto plant threatened to move the jobs to Mexico if the employees didn't take a drastic pay cut. At least they get to keep their jobs. In our Mexican city, more Mexican farmers have lost their farms due to U.S. corn dumping. The local factory hires more Mexicans to replace the workers that were laid off in your hometown, Billy. Also, in July of 2000, Mexico signs a free trade agreement with the European Union. In time, this will indirectly give all of the European Union tariff-free access to the U.S. market. It's the time vortex. Are we going back to the future? Close. We're headed forward 3 years to 2003. Here we are in 2003. The Florida Marlins are going to win the World Series this year. Let's go bet some money on them. There's no time for that right now, Billy. Let's take a look at that small Mexican town again. Many more average Mexicans have lost their farms and their livelihoods. It's estimated that more than 1.2 million Mexican agricultural jobs have been lost to NAFTA. Unfortunately for those who are unemployed, there haven't been near enough manufacturing jobs created to make up for the lost agricultural jobs. Hey, where are those Mexican workers going? They're going illegally to El Norte, or the North. These displaced farmers have been a major factor in the surge of illegal immigrants from Mexico living in the United States. According to some government estimates, the number of illegal Mexicans nearly doubled to 5 million from 1996 to 2000. Now let's take a look at your hometown, Billy. Hey, where'd the auto parts plant go? Sorry, Billy, but the corporation that owns the plant is moving it to Mexico. It's the Mexicans! That's right, Billy. Since these Mexicans have lost their jobs in Mexico, they've come here to find jobs. That means more competition for poorer jobs for the people of your town, Billy. Conservative estimates say that over 500,000 Americans have lost good-paying jobs due to NAFTA. The U.S. Department of Labor projects that the professions with the greatest expected future growth in the U.S. are cashiers, waiters, waitresses, janitors, and retail clerks.
I've nearly tripled my profits since NAFTA passed, and we've crushed the strength of the unions.
By moving all mine beetle manufacturers to Mexico, I've managed to get same advantages as you U.S. companies and make the big monies.
You know, we're making good profits, but I'm getting sick of paying $1.50 an hour to my Mexican workers. I need cheaper workers.
I'm gonna move some factories to China.
What we need is free trade agreements with other poor countries.
Even now, Billy, some people are trying to expand NAFTA-like agreements to many other countries, especially in the poor regions of Latin America. Hey, wait a minute. What does all this have to do with my Commander Joe action figure? What? In the beginning of all this, you were going to tell me why my Commander Joe action figure came from Mexico. Well, Billy, there used to be a plastics company in New Jersey that made the Commander Joe action figure. Then NAFTA passed and the plastic company realized they could make bigger profits by firing their New Jersey employees and moving the plastic company to Mexico. Narrator man making NAFTA look bad. We could be in trouble.
Silly Germans. I'll have the narrator taken care of.
When I grow up, can I avoid having to work in a restaurant if I go to college? Maybe, Billy, but right now there are more college graduates working at jobs they didn't train for in college than at any other time in U.S. history.